So let us go ahead. In the last session, we had a brief introduction about what is linear equations and also how to solve the linear equations. We did a lot of problems related to how to solving linear equations of different kinds, and we also looked at how some of those properties of equality can be used to simplify the equation and ultimately solve it. Now we are going to now look at some of the applications of solving linear equations by looking at some of the word problems or some of the questions. Right now, these questions, when you solve or when you find a solution for it, that kind of is explaining application of what you learned in the last session. Right now, let us start off with some simple problems and then go to little more complicated problems in the course of time. So the first question which I want to start off with is a simple question, right? It says, change the, okay, so it says, okay, so it says thrice a number when added to its half gives 72. Find the number. Right? So thrice a number when added to its half gives 72. Now let us assume number is n. It's a variable. We don't know what that is, but we know the condition. There is a statement which comes out of this problem. So always when you're given a problem, what you have to arrive at is a mathematical statement which captures that problem. Right? So here, what is a mathematical statement? So thrice a number when added to its half. Right? So what does it mean? Thrice a number, 3n, when added to its half, which is n by 2, right, is equal to 72. So now if I solve, so this is actually representing the linear equation which is given in the problem. Right? Now if I solve for n, that's going to give me the number. Right? So let us solve for n. Now for solving for n, what is the LCM here? It's 2. Right? So I say 2 into 3n plus n divided by 2 is equal to 72. Right? Which is nothing but 7n, right, yeah, 7n by 2 is equal to 72, and I multiply on both sides by 2, and so we get 7n is equal to 144, right? And so oh, sorry, I think there is a small mistake in the question which I have written. So it's a mistake in the question, so I will probably have to erase this whole thing. I'm sorry for that. A rather clear this page. Okay, so the question was not what I wrote, right? The question is a number when added to, it's not thrice the number, right? A number when added to its half gives 72. What is the number? Right, so that's the question. So if I assume let the number, sorry, let the number, so I say let the number be n, right? It's a variable. So what you say is n plus n by 2 is equal to 72. Right? So LCM is 2. So is it 2n plus n by 2 is equal to 72, which is 3n is equal to, of course I multiply 2 on both sides, so this gets cut off, and so it means 3n is equal to 144, right? And n is equal to 64. No, sorry, not 64, 68. Not 64, sorry, 68. So n is 68, right? So pretty straightforward problem, right? So now if you see, let us, this cannot be 68, this seems to be 48. I don't know how I'm making such mistakes. Sorry, human being can make mistakes. Alright, so n is number 48. Right, now let us look at another problem. So what I have done, so in this problem I came out with the equation. So this is what the equation is. So in these kind of problems, the most important thing is to come out with the equation, and that is where you're applying your logic. Right, you're applying your logic, and using the logic you're coming out with the equation, and once you have the equation you just solve it, and that is something that you've done quite a number of times in the last session. I hope that you're also going through your textbooks and doing a lot more problems before jumping into the next session, next module. That's very important. You should be thorough with the last module and all those things which are taken, and in maths the only way you can become thorough is by doing more problems. So you please take your textbook and do a lot more problems from that related exercise. Right? If you have any questions, put mail to me and probably I can help you. Right? So now next question is a number right is multiplied number is multiplied by 4 exceeds itself by 45. So a number is multiplied by 4 exceeds itself by 45. What does that mean? So let us say number is n again. Let number be n. Right? So now you're saying you're multiplying the number by 4. So 4 into n, right, exceeds itself by 45. Now what is itself? Itself is n. Right? The 4 times that number is exceeding itself by 45 means I am saying what is exceeds? Exceeds means it's more than, or it's higher than, right? So plus 45. That's what it means, right? So you have a number n, you're saying 4 times that number exceeds itself by 45. Now exceeding itself by 45 means n plus 45, right? Exceeding means added by. That's what it means. Exceeding, increased by, exceeds by, all these means added by, right? So this is what the equation is. Now I can do transposition and I can bring the n on this side, and so it becomes 3n equal to 45, and that means n is equal to 15. Very simple and straightforward question, right? Now let us take another problem. A number is is as much greater than 21 as it is less than 71, right? Find number. Now again I can say let number be n. Now assume the number is n, right? The first statement is saying a number is as much greater than 21. Greater than 21 means what you're saying? The number definitely is greater than 21, right? And is as much greater than 21 as it is less than 71. Now, so how much is it greater than 21? Right? Now, that can only be determined by finding the difference, right? So, since the number is greater than 21, of course, the difference is n minus 21, right? So, n minus 21 finds the difference between the number and 21. Now, what the problem is saying is as much it's as much greater than 21 as it is less than 71. Now, which means the number is less than 71, but it's greater than 21, right? Now, as much less than 21. Now, how much is it less than 21? 71. That is found by finding the difference between 71 and the number. Now, what the question is saying is, what the problem is saying is, both these differences are the same. They're equal to each other, right? So, if I put it like this, you are done. Now, I can do transposition. I can bring the n on this side. I can bring the n on this side this way, and I can take the 21 on this side to this way. So, what will happen? It becomes n plus n equal to 71 plus 21, which basically means this 2n is equal to 92. And then in which case, what is n? N is equal to 46. Very straightforward, right? Now, what I want you to understand is, understand greater than, less than, what does it translate to, right? So, as much greater than, there are two things which you can come out of it. When as much is greater than 21 means you can say that the number is greater than 21, right? And the difference between the 21 and the number is n minus 21. Because number is greater than 21, so n minus 21, right? As it is less than 71, so we are also saying the number is less than 71, and the difference between the number 71 and number is 71 minus n. And you're saying both these are equal. That is what the question says, right? So again, I am coming out with equation, right? Everywhere, the key part is coming out with the equation. Once you have come out with the equation, then solving it is pretty straightforward, right? Okay. Now let us look at the next problem. Okay. The next problem says a number is 2 by 5 times another number, right? 2 by 5 is another number. If their sum is 70, find the numbers. So here you have two numbers, and those two numbers are related to each other, right? So now first number assume is first. Okay, there are two numbers here, right? So now what I can do is I can say, let us say second number which is another number you're saying. Second number is n, is x. So what will first number be? First number is going to be 2 by 5x. Right? 2 by 5x. It's very clearly told here. A number is 2 by 5 times another number. So now we are saying the second number is x, then the first number is 2 by 5x. Correct? That's given. Now the next thing which is given, next point which is given the problem is the sum of the numbers are 70. What is sum? X plus 2 by 5x is equal to 70. What's LCM here? 5, because denominator is 1 here. So 5x plus 2x divided by 5 is equal to 70. Okay, of course I can use the multiplication property of equality, and the 5 and 5 gets off. 7x equal to 70 into 5, or x is equal to 50. Right? So I've got x. Now x is what? X is the second number. So the second number is x. Number is 50. What's the first number? First number is equal to 2 by 5 of 50, which is 20. So I've got both the numbers. I've got the second number is 50 and the first number is 20. Right? So that is basically what the problem is. Pretty straightforward. Again, never get confused or perplexed when you see a problem. Very clearly sit and with a cool mind try to read the problem, understand the logic in that problem. This is a very important capacity that you should have when you look at mathematics. Sometimes when you read the question first time, you may not understand. Read it a second time. Try to understand the meaning of the question. I've seen many students, they don't try to understand the meaning, jump into conclusions and write something which basically will be wrong, and your answer will also go wrong. Understand the logic of the problem, break it and try to look at word by word, understand the meaning of the question, and then start attacking the problem. Don't try to jump and write something, and understand the meaning first. Once you understood the meaning, you can crack the problem very quickly. If you have not understood the meaning properly, then you're going to go wrong. Right? So you take your time to understand the meaning of the question. That's very important, very key when you do these kind of problems. Okay. Now next is fifth part of a number. Right? A fifth part of a number when increased by 5 equals its fourth part decreased by 5. Now you should always think which is increased, where is decreased, and all that. Right? So you should never, these words have a big meaning. Right? So you need to be careful about which is increased, which is decreased. So find the number. Find number. Right? So fifth part of a number when increased by 5 equals its fourth part. Now what is fifth part? Now let us say the number is, let number be x. Right? So let the number be x. Now we're saying fifth part of a number. Fifth part of a number is what? That is 1/5 of that number. Fifth part of a number is 1/5 of a number, which is 1 by 5 into x. That's fifth part of it. Increased by 5, that is, you are adding 5 to it, is equal to fourth part of a number decreased by 5. Now what is fourth part of a number? Is 1/4. And how do you get it? 1 by 4 into x. Decreased by 5. This is what it is. Right? So now what you can do is, of course, which basically means here the LCM is 20, LCM is 5. So I'll say that x plus 5 into 5 divided by 5 is equal to x minus 5 into 4 divided by 4. Right? And so which basically gives me x plus 25 by 5 is equal to x minus 20 by 4. Now let us go the other way. So x plus 25 by 5 is equal to x minus 20 by 4. Right? Now what I can do, I can first multiply this by 5 and so multiply by 5. Right? So this 2 goes off. Right? And so you get x plus 25 is equal to x minus 20 into 5 by 4. Now what I can do, I can multiply again 4 on both sides, and so these 4 gets cut off. Right? And so what you get is 4x plus 100 is equal to 5x minus 100. Right? Now what I can do transposition. Take this minus 100 on this side, take this 4x on this side. So what I'll get is 100 plus 100 equal to 5x minus 4x, which basically means x equal to 200. Right? So very, very straightforward. Just the key part is I have to understand the question's logic and translate that to the linear equation. That's it. Once you do that, it is very straightforward and simple to do the problem. Right? Now let us look at another question. Very, very simple question, this one. What was D or E or what was that? It was E. Right? Okay, so it's F now. So let us look at that. Find two consecutive positive odd numbers whose sum what is happening? Alright, it's hanging, I think. Alright, sorry. Okay. Right. Okay. Whose sum is 76. Okay. Now, so let us say first odd number is x. Right? Now they're consecutive odd numbers. So if one odd number is x, the second odd number will be x plus 2. Right? It has to be x plus 2 because x plus 1 will be even number. So it will be the one after that because it's alternate. So alternate numbers are odd and alternate numbers are even. Right? So which basically means the second odd number is x plus 2. Right? Now what you're saying is x plus 1 plus x plus 2 is equal to 76. Right? So which, there's a problem here. 2x plus 2 is equal to 76, or 2x equal to 74, x equal to, yeah, So x equal to 37, right? Yes, 37. So this is an odd number, correct? And what are the odd numbers? The first odd number is 37 and second odd number is 39. You add these two together, you'll get 76, right? So that's the answer. So pretty simple logic. You want to have, as soon as you understand the question, it's very straightforward. The only point is if one odd number is x, second odd number is x plus 2. Similarly, if one odd number is one even number is x, the next consecutive even number is x plus 2, right? Always. So that's the only thing I have to think here. So other than that, it's pretty straightforward, right? Okay, now let us look at the next problem. Now let me tell you how you should do this problem. How do you go through this video? I'm just want to tell you that before getting the next problem. Now there's no point at all sitting at the video and simply copying what I say. There's no point at all doing that, right? If you're doing that, stop it right away. If you have to understand every statement and understand why I have done it that way, right? For that you have to listen to me, and then when you're doing the problem, do it. The best thing will be that you write your note, write it yourself, right? Write the steps yourself, right? After that, because without that, if you just simply sitting and oh, okay, x plus 2 equal to 70, so when I say you also write it, there's no point, right? You have to understand the logic, right, and do it. So what best thing you can do is that after I explain the problem, right, what you do is you rewind just at the point where the question is done, so you don't see the answer. Then you try to do that problem yourself and see whether you're able to solve it. That's the best thing you can do, right? Don't copy the notes when I tell it. What you do is, yeah, you listen to me when I say, and after that you rewind back the video to the point where there just question is there, no answer is there, and then read the question and then start trying to do the problems yourself. That is the best way, because that will actually consolidate what I have explained in your mind. If you're just copying the notes which I am telling you, no point, right? Because next time when you face the same problem, you'll think, what the heck is this? So that should not happen, and that's what you have to do when you're going through this video session. And after that, you have to go back and take your exercise in your textbook and then start doing lot more problems, which are these word problems in this case, and that makes you thorough, right, in this particular thing. So that is what I would suggest you to do. So never copy what I'm saying. Rewind just to the point of the video where the question only is there. Look at the question and do it again. That is going to help you. Okay, cool. Now let us do this problem. A sum of rupees 500 rupees. This is rupees, okay? This is rupees. Rupees 500 is in the form of denominations of rupees 5 and rupees 10, right? If total number of notes is 90, find notes of each type, right? So there are, let me just make this total proper total. I don't know why it is looking. Okay, so the total sum is 500 and it is in denominations of 5 and 10, and we also know the total number of notes is 90. So now let us assume, right, let us assume there are n rupee 10 notes. There are n rupee 10 notes. So which means how many rupee 5 notes will be there? N rupee 10 notes is there. Total is 90 notes. So the rupee 5 notes will be 90 minus n, right? So that is therefore number of rupee 5 notes equal to 90 minus n, right? Now if that's the case, I can come out of the equation. So 90 minus n into 5 gives me the total amount with the 5 rupee notes, right? Because 90 minus n notes are there, each note is 5 rupee value, so multiply, that gives the total amount coming out of the 5 rupee notes, right? Plus there are n 10 rupee notes, so n into 10 gives the amount coming out of the 10 rupee notes, which will be equal to, just to be equal to 500, because that's the total amount. Is this clear? There are 90 minus n 5 rupee notes and there are n 10 rupee notes, and so if you want to find the total amount coming out of the 5 rupee notes, it is just multiply the number of notes into the value, right? Same thing I've done with the number of notes of 10 rupee with the value which is 10, right? So simple application of multiplication, and if I add these two things together, that will be 500, and that is given in the question, right? So now I simplify, so I have to expand this, so which basically gives 450 minus 5n plus 10n is equal to 500. 5n, and of course I do transposition, so I take it, so 500 minus 450, right? So we say n is equal to 50, 5n is equal to 50. Of course I can divide both sides by 5, right? So which gives me n equal to 10. So this is number of rupee 10 notes is equal to 10. So what is number of rupee 5 notes? Is equal to 90 minus 10, which is equal to 80. So 80 into 5 is 400, 10 into 10 is 100, 400 plus 100 is 500. Everything is fine. See, that's what I'm saying. In these kind of problems, the biggest advantage is that you can cross-check your answer. Once you get the answer, you can cross-check and see whether that answer kind of satisfies the equation, satisfies this equation. And as far as the answer satisfies the equation, you're done. Your answer is correct, right? So, so we'll get into a few more problems in the next session, right? So see you for the next session, and I want you to do more problems in the linear equations, solution of linear equations kind of problems, and make it more and more thorough. If you have more questions, you please come back to me. Okay? See you for the next session.